gun crimes have caused over 31,000 deaths each year in the United States. This makes it an extremely important problem to try and fix. At the beginning of the year, I thought of this as a problem that needed to be fixed, but could not really think of a definite way that it could be fixed. I thought there was a way to fix it, and there was a single solution, but it would just take a lot of time and effort by the government. I believe that if the government were to somehow get the guns away from the criminals, the problem could be fixed. I believe that the solution was a simple one, though I did not believe it would be an easy one.
The fact that we do not have a firm enough background check system is something that makes us more vulnerable to these kinds of mass shootings. And I do get concerned that this becomes a ritual that we go through every 3-4 months, where we have these horrific mass shootings, and yet we're not willing to take some basic actions that we know can make a difference. Ultimately, this is something that Congress is going to have to act on. I have now, in the wake of Newtown, initiated a whole range of executive actions. We've put in place every executive action that I proposed right after Newtown happened. So I've taken steps that are within my control. The next phase now is for Congress to go ahead and move.
Good evening, everyone. Our big story tonight at 6, an historic day in the state Senate. Today, legislators voted 28-19 to pass the governor's sweeping gun control measure.
And that plan includes a licensing and fingerprinting requirement to purchase a handgun and address concerns about firearm access for those with mental illness. 11 News reporter David Collins joins us live from Annapolis with more. David.
Well, Donna, as it stands now, the legislation provides the state with one of the toughest gun laws in the country. And the road getting it through the Senate what turned out to be a long and difficult journey.
281 have received a constitutional majority, is declared passed.
Bill supporters consider Senate approval an incremental step toward a more perfect approach to gun control.
It promises public safety. It's a life-saving bill.
The measure requires a license and fingerprint to buy a handgun. It limits magazines to 10 bullets and bans the sale of assault-styled weapons. The Maryland State Police will have the authority to inspect gun shop records. The legislation prohibits those who have been involuntarily committed for mental health reasons from purchasing a gun. Senate debate revealed stark differences between urban and rural ways of life.
And you can get a gun quicker than you can get an apple or orange in my community. It's outrageous. We have to start somewhere and we have to do something.
Unless you understand how guns operate through personal experience, we shouldn't be legislating on this.
This bill is not about gun control. It's about firearm safety.
Lawmakers say they have a plan to help keep our schools safe. That involves allowing school employees to carry concealed weapons. In our big story this half hour, GTN's Brianna Harper tells us more about a bill and its possible impact on schools.
How do you fight a mad gunman? With a gun.
That's one reasoning legislators in support of the school safety bill are urging lawmakers to allow designated people on school campuses to carry guns, all for the sake of protecting students.
We have a problem that inadvertently occurred in our overwhelming desire to protect students with gun-free zones. We have created a sterile target, and they are the target for deranged shooters.
Today, the Education Committee approved the school safety bill in the Florida House, but the thought of more guns leaves some parents uneasy.
Through the news, you hear this proliferation of guns everywhere, and I, of course, as a parent, am concerned about having even more, whether it's hidden away or locked away. Just the presence of it is a little uneasy for me.
But gun toting on school campuses like this isn't just for any school employee. There are requirements, including having a valid concealed carry license or a background in military or law enforcement. School employees must also complete a state-developed training course. And although complete school safety is no guarantee, Alachua County Schools thinks their current procedure works well.
I wish there was something that did guarantee safety, but we certainly feel very comfortable with having our school resource officers on campus. These are folks who've been specially trained and specially chosen to do this kind of work, and they are the ones that we feel should be the ones and the only ones who have firearms on campus.
The bill still has a long way to go in the legislative process, but appears to be picking up steam. Brianna Harper, GTN News.
Do you think there should be stricter gun control laws?
Absolutely.
And why is that?
Because all these killings, this is out of control. Something has to be done.
See, I'm in the Army, believe it or not, and I would support having my weapon.
People kill people. I don't think that guns kill people.
I think we have plenty of gun control laws. I think what they need to focus is on is having the liberal judges taken off the bench and putting people behind the bars. That would solve the issue.
What do you think?
I believe very strongly in stricter gun control laws.
I think it's the person behind the gun that we have to worry about.
I'm not sure. I think they probably should be a little bit. Yeah, I don't know exactly what they should do.
It's kind of all messed up in my opinion. I think people should be able to use their guns if they want to use their guns.
I agree with him. I think it's all choice.
It's not 200 years ago when people needed guns to defend themselves.
It can give you safety at home.
Tell me why.
Going through too many of the massacres, especially the last one on December 14th, really got to me with the children.
I think that we should just not worry about the gun safety because the guns aren't activated until the psycho behind them pulls the trigger.
Something, basically.
Something because it's gotten out of hand, all the killings.
By my ways, it would be very strict, but I know that's not going to happen. But definitely, I'd like to have them do something about the assault weapons and a better background check.
That's what you think? No guns at all?
Guns are a problem. No one needs a gun except for a police officer, in my opinion.
Excuse me. Hey! Hey!
you want to just add those in, we can send them all over.
Almost all gun crimes are caused by different reasons. Some are caused by the person pulling the trigger being in some way mentally ill. Others are caused by gang violence or some sort of personal revenge. This makes stopping gun violence very difficult, as no one solution will stop it. It would be possible to focus on one cause, but this would not stop the other various causes from being just as prevalent as they are now. We will need many alternative solutions to this problem for it to be fixed, but this is such a large problem. It will always be a problem, no matter how badly you try to erase it completely. As you can see, many events have occurred in the past year that have shaped my opinion on gun control. The most notable of these events was the Navy Yard shootings. This impacted my views on gun violence by allowing me to see that it can happen anywhere, whenever you least expect it. My ideas about stopping gun violence have greatly evolved over the course of the past year. I used to think that there was one simple solution, like take all the guns away, but now I see that this idea is actually very wrong. While this problem can be limited, there is not a simple, one-step process to completely erasing it. This topic is extremely important to every person in the country. If you or a family member is never a victim or in any way related to a shooting, you will still be in some way indirectly affected. You will hear about it in the news, especially if it is an area that is close to you. Many people have very different views on how this should be handled. Some people believe that it is an insolvable problem because it is caused by unpredictability. I believe that overall this is a problem that can be fixed, but it will take a lot of money and resources for it to be completely fixed.